Jets chaos. You just rated the offensive line a B. That's a huge upgrade in that room. Where do you want to head next?
um, let's go to the running back room.
The running back room is a pretty exciting room. I'd love to go there.
Yeah. Now, grading last year is really difficult because there's two different teams. There's the first 8 weeks where you have Breece Hall, who is spectacular. You have Michael Carter and Bam Knight, who are doing very well when the offensive line was still healthy. And you cumulatively had like a very dangerous running back room. Even Ty Johnson looked good at times. And yeah, he wasn't a super popular Jet, but he was even okay when you consider he was your RB4, which is really impressive. But then there's the second part of the year. Breece Hall gets hurt, and Carter and Bam Knight show to be running backs that are good, which means when you're a good running back in the NFL and not elite, but good, you're only as good as your offensive line. And when that offensive line went away, so did they. And you have to also remember, because of our poor quarterback play, teams were putting 9 guys in the box, 8 and 9, stacking the box, basically saying, we dare you to beat us, Zach Wilson. We don't believe you can. So we are not going to allow this team to run. And that's exactly what happened. We did not have a running game. So because of that, and only that, I'm going to say C minus.
Well, I want to question that a little bit because I think if you're going to grade the room versus like this year, if you take those same people and put them with this offensive line, that's the grade I think we really should be talking about. In other words, did we get better? What is the capability of that room last year? And I think injuries are something you just have to accept with Breece Hall. But what would you rate them compared to this? You're going to do a comparison.
Right. Well, yeah, if I was to rate them as players in the right, and let's just say a normal situation where you don't lose your entire offensive line and you have competent quarterback play, they would be minimum B plus or B, maybe a B, maybe a B, maybe a
Maybe a
B.
B plus with Breece Hall and a B minus without him.
Right, right. But with so let's average out. Let's call them a B.
And we're saying that a C minus based on actual performance with the offensive line play and the quarterback play.
Right, right. And I'm giving them some, I mean, if you look at the actual stats, they're like an F or a D minus. But understanding these dilemma they were in, it's impossible to put all of it on their shoulders.
Yeah. So what are you thinking? I know you're thinking, what are you thinking about this year coming up?
I think we have the best running back duo in the NFL. And I think we probably have as good an RB3 as any team in the NFL. And then when you talk about a young RB4 and a guy like Izzy, and the way this kid played in the preseason and how good he looks, I say this is an A plus running back room.
A plus.
Yeah,
Now
we're gonna
remember last year we got hit by injuries. We got
right,
hit.
but if healthy, everything turned around. It's not just the offensive line. Instead of Zach Wilson, you have Aaron Rodgers. That changes everything because those defenses, how are they going to stack the box now? You stack the box, Aaron Rodgers will eat you alive, right? You can't play an Aaron Rodgers led offense and stack the box for the run, play after play. When you have Garrett Wilson and Lazard and Conklin, and you have all these targets, Aaron Rodgers will just eat all day long. We'll say, okay, we won't run the ball, stack all you want. We'll just short passes, long passes. I mean, defenses are going to have to be more balanced. They're no longer going to get to challenge our quarterback. And that on top of the offensive line is going to make it so much better for this running back room. And you're going to see these running backs benefit so much. And then when you look at the talent of Breece Hall, who I think might be the best running back in the NFL, and he just needs to prove it. It just hasn't shown yet. And Dalvin Cook, who's the most consistent over the last 4 years in the NFL, 4,000 yard, 1,000 yard plus seasons in a row consecutively. I don't see any. What is an A plus running back room if not that?
So you're saying that on the ground we're going to get 200 yards a game. With an A plus, you've got to be saying 200 plus.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on our play calling because Aaron Rodgers is so good,
Yeah.
but yeah, if we need to. Like if we decide today the best, it's a cold day, it's a rainy day, it's not a good passing day, I would put up, yeah, I would say we're an A+ running game.
It's always going to be run until you need to pass. You're always going to, if you can run it and get yards, you're always going to do that, and you're not going to pass. So if you have an A+ running game, that means you don't have to pass that much because you're winning the game on the ground and eating up the time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's truth to that, but there's also the egos and the guy running the offense, Aaron Rodgers, who likes to pass the ball too.
I
So
understand.
even if he's running effectively, you're still going to see him snap the ball and want to, hit Garrett Wilson and have Garrett Wilson light things up for him.
If the running backs are running effectively, he's going to mostly let them run. He's going to let them run. You have
That's
to. That's how
yeah.
you win games.
No, I have no problem with that. I
Yeah.
am excited to see Breece Hall. The more carries he gets, the better. I'm so excited for to see him. Like I said, I believe he might be the best quarterback, the best running back in the NFL. I honestly, might believe that, and it's saying a lot. I'm aware of that he hasn't proven it yet. I just think that in 3 years we might be looking back at it and looking at our current situation, saying we got the best running back in the NFL.
So I think you gave us an A+ cornerback room, an A+ defensive line, and now A+ running back. Sounds like a pretty good team.
I'm telling you, there's a reason why Aaron Rodgers came here.
Yeah. And with that, go Jets.
Yes.